Anyway, 18 up to 10 o'clock, 13 degrees downtown, heading for that high. Well, we've been up there over the high, literally, it was 16 degrees, so the weatherman says. Barbara, she was at 23 degrees today. I was at 22 degrees. You never know, plenty of day to go. You just don't know what's going to happen around here, you really don't. It's also official hump day. Yes, it's Wednesday, October 13th. And today, believe me, absolutely elated. But let me do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, and today I've got to welcome along everybody that's joining us live on Facebook Live. If you're going to watch it a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do, really. Sub, thumb, bell. Got me? Yeah, bell notifications when we have very important people, like a good friend of ours. It's been a minute since we've caught up. Ajaye is joining us, and believe me, I'm so looking forward to getting this one underway. I really, really am. So in the meantime, for those of you, and I was explaining this to Ajaye, for those of you that don't know, check this out.
All around the world.
Yeah, we are all around the world. We're a global radio station, believe me, and it is an absolute pleasure. For the first time, we're going to break this worldwide. Here's Glorious Disaster from Ajaye. How are we feeling?
Just swipe it.
I'm feeling good. How are you guys feeling?
Not bad, not bad. In fact, I'm watching you, kind of.
Hi, Cheryl.
It's an inception, as they call it.
Yeah.
Hey, Cheryl, how
Sort
are
of
you,
an infinity thing, really, isn't it? Cheryl Arnold's joining us. Nice to have you on board again, Cheryl. It's been a minute. Where you been? What you been up to? Hope you've been staying safe, and love to the rest of the crew, really. Ajaye, such a nice way to have you back again. Love, and the instruments in the background.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm currently at my mom and stepdad's house, and so they're also musicians and have some great music as well, and so it's always lovely to be home and just be surrounded by instruments.
You know something? You're with the Jardines as well, aren't you?
So we were together from 2010 to 2014, and that was a really fun time. We recorded 2 full-length records and played some really cool stages like the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver and Merritt Music Mountain Festival, and we played also in the UK for a couple festivals over there, which was really cool.
You know something, Ajaye? I think I may have caught a show in Vancouver for the Olympics back in the day.
Oh, maybe. So we played at the Richmond stage. It was called the Ozone, and we played on the opening day right before the opening ceremonies. So you may have been there.
Yeah, believe me, I was at those Olympics, and I remember the Ozone. I do, and the Jardines just triggered something. Okay, so
Yeah.
I may have back in the day have caught a show, which is cool.
Well, that's very cool.
It is.
That's super neat.
Let's go live.
How are you?
Awesome.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today Absolutely elated. I'm joined by Ajaye. Now check this out, 2019 British Columbia Country Music Female Artist of the Year. Ajaye is a new breed of country music artist who is rapidly building a solid reputation as an outstanding vocalist. Undisputed. Absolutely undisputed. Welcome back to Galaxy, Ajaye.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you. In fact, I have been looking forward to this ever since Barbara says to me, Ajaye's coming. I went, really? Really? Because it has been a minute since we've caught up, isn't it?
It really has. And it's good to see you again.
Yeah, same here. Really, it is really a pleasure to see you. Now, you're no longer making your residence in British Columbia, though. You're now living in Nashville, aren't you?
So I'm a few different places. So I am in BC still. I'm in Ontario and Nashville as well. So I'm very I don't know the right word for it, but I'm pretty much in multiple cities right now, just being able to create, and very grateful to be writing new songs and getting ready to release some more music along with my latest single that was just released over the summer.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that this is the rekindled start of something new again. Are you going to come back? Are you going to release new stuff with us?
Yeah, I am. So I released the song "Growing Up" that we'll be hearing later on today this summer, and am getting ready to record some new music to be releasing in later this year, and then as well into the new year.
That's very cool. Now, Ajaye, we started the show off with Glorious Disaster, and believe me, you've been getting quite a following with this one. So far, 993 requests and climbing. Tell me a little bit about this.
Well, that's really cool to hear. Thank you, everyone who's requested Glorious Disaster. So I wrote that one with Joe Irwine when we were in Nashville, and I had that title sitting in a notebook for a while, which typically happens for songwriters. You know, you get this lyric idea or a melody and you write it down, and then sometimes it takes years before something comes up to inspire the song itself. And so I was in Nashville at the time, and it was right after the devastating tornado that came through in March 2020, and seeing that, growing up on the West Coast, I've never experienced tornadoes firsthand. And so seeing all of the disaster that happened from that, but then also this beautiful sense of community in that town, especially where people were showing up and, you know, donating food and supplies and, you know, helping out any way they can. And so after seeing that, when Joe and I sat down to write the song, it really just encompassed not only that particular event that we had seen happen, but also exploring the concept that we all have both the glory and the disaster within each and every one of us, you know, both individually and on a larger scale as a society. And I think it's important to understand that we have both glory and disaster, light and darkness, or light and shadows rather, and these different aspects of ourselves that really it's what makes us whole, and it's what makes us human at the end of the day.
That's really cool. Nice to know the backstory on that one too. Sean Simpson is joining us. Hello, darling. Nice to have you back again. We absolutely love you, and thank you for joining us again. Today we're talking to Ajaye, coming out of British Columbia, but she does travel around apparently. Now, having said that, I got a young lady coming out of Sydney. Her name is Emily. She asked, Ajaye, what would you attribute as the single most important thing that you've done in your career to this date?
No, I mean, that's a really good question, because I don't think there's necessarily one thing that contributes to a career. I think that it really is a body of work. It is the journey itself that, you know, for example, my journey is in music and songwriting, and so every time that I get the opportunity to sit down and write is another milestone in my books, where it's another chance that I have to express a part of me or express an emotion or an event or an idea. And then throughout one's journey or one's life, you really have this accumulation of art that you create. And I think something that's really cool is that can happen in any aspect of life. So it doesn't have to necessarily be music specific. It can be through teaching or through, science or through whatever it is. And so I would say not, I guess kind of going back to that question, I would say it's really persistency. So persistence to continue keep growing and keep learning and keep evolving as an artist and a creator. And then also the consistency. So even on the days where maybe I don't want to show up and I don't want to write a song or I don't want to pick up my guitar, I'll still show up in some way to keep that journey progressing forward.
Now, Bethany, coming out of Auckland, she asks, AJ, as a songwriter, are you ever really satisfied with your work?
Oh, that's a really good question, because I do believe that we are our own worst critic when it comes to writing. So especially production is a really funny thing to go through, because you'll record something and then usually it's a couple years later you'll listen back and there's always those nitpicky of like, oh, I wish I sang this differently, or I wish this instrument was recorded not as loud or was louder. So I think there's always things that I look back on that I would change, but then also I then question myself to say like, well, no, because everything had a purpose, and every piece of art, piece of music has a season, and it represents that time in your life when, we only know what we know. And then the really cool thing is that then you can take that experience and then apply it to the next time. So then you can kind of keep learning. And I think as long as you're connecting with a good feeling and you're doing it for the right reasons, because it feels honest to you and it feels like you're able to express yourself, then I think that's the key to all of it.
I get it. I understand. I really do. Now, at the same time, it looks like the Canadians are logging in right now. Got to say hi to Scott. Nice to have you on board, brother man. And Ben Click Watches to say hi, AJ.
Hi, Ben.
It's good to have you back again. It really, really is. Now, having said that, AJ has played in a number of prestigious places around the country, literally the Calgary Stampede. I've been trying to get in touch with these guys forever. They don't seem to want to return my emails, my calls, or even my texts, because I think, the running of the centres could be a good deal for them.
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak on them, on their side of things, but I do know that, well, especially the past couple years, it's been pretty different to navigate everything and stuff, but it was a great time when I played there a couple of years ago.
Now, you've also played the Roxy. I love the Roxy. Been there a number of times myself in the past, so congratulations. Only good bands play there too, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, the Roxy is a really fun stage to play on, and I've had many fun nights there with my friends and with music lovers alike.
Believe me, I was with an Australian band and we played there. And
Awesome.
good nights were had, literally. Now the Bluebird.
Yep.
Now the Bluebird is absolutely famous, much like the Listening Room. Now, which venue would you prefer to play at?
Well, I honestly, I love both of them because they're listening rooms. And so as an original artist, when you're writing songs that you've written and you've spent a lot of time developing that skill set, it both of those rooms are a really great place where people are there specifically to listen to the lyrics and to listen to the story behind the song and the song itself. And it's it's just a really good energy in that place overall, just because people want to hear stuff that maybe they haven't heard before, or things that maybe could get recorded by a big artist one day. And so I think that's one of the many beautiful things about that space.
Yeah, but AJ, you are a big artist.
I keep.
Yeah, no, come on, believe me, if you're being played on Galaxy, you're a big artist, literally.
Well, thank you.
And as I said to you, we are a global station. We are all around the world, in every country of the world. And I see Italy's tuning in this morning as well, which is really, really cool. Now,
Hi, Italy.
having said that, and I do have a fan question for you, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, AJ, do you respond?
I do. I am very active on all of the social platforms. So I'm on Facebook and Instagram. My website is Ajaye Music, which is spelled AJAYE music.com. And I'll usually point people towards there because it has all of my Instagram links, my Patreon, my Facebook, YouTube, all from that one place.
Okay, I think I'm having an issue with that devicey thing. Now, at the same time, AJ, do you have a website? Can we buy music from you? More importantly, do you have a merch store? Can we buy T-shirts and koozies?
Yes. So again, so my website is AJAYE Music. I always spell it out because my name is not just Janae, Ajaye.com. And I have one item right now on my merch store, but that's all through my website, and I'm working on building some other merch. So I don't have any koozies up there right now, and I don't have any of the music for sale yet there directly, but all my music is also available on streaming platforms, iTunes, etc., etc.
Spotify, yeah. Trevor Stride is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Trevor. Rod Black. Hello, sir. Nice to have you joining us, my friend. It is an absolute pleasure. Must catch up in the near future, my friend. We really, really must. Simply because I want your black hat. Really. But
Great hat.
It is a good hat. I like that. And he promised he'd give it to me if he came to New Zealand. So, yeah, but this COVID thing kind of got in the way right now, which is doing a lot to a lot of artists around the world. And believe me, I'm hearing the same song being said everywhere, which gives me a lot of time to do a lot of writing, a lot of recording. Is it indicative with you as well?
It absolutely is. And, I think I can't speak for every creative, but I do know, at least for myself, I haven't ever had this amount of time that we had this past year, especially to not do anything. So what blessing had come out of it was taking stock and taking inventory of my own reasons why I enjoy music and why I love songwriting, and it gave me this space to reconnect with what makes me feel joyful and what brings me the best feeling when I'm creating, and being able to come from a place that is honest and is truthful and is me, so to speak. And so that's where I think a lot of people started to take stock of what really matters, which it really is. It's your health, it's family, it's your mental wellness, and how we process information, and then as well, just that life is pretty beautiful, and there are blessings around if we find the opportunities to look for those silver linings and for those lessons that we can take with us through every experience we go through.
I respect that. I really do. Moreover, I super respect the Led Zepp t-shirt too, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. My parents always steered me towards the good music growing up.
Yeah, believe me, I was right there as well. It really, really was. Now, AJ, well, it was part of growing up, really, wasn't it?
Mhm. It really was.
Now, I reckon that's a damn good segue. Tell me about growing up.
Yes, I think that's the perfect segue. I couldn't ask for a better segue. So I started writing with a dear friend of mine, Joni Delorier. She is a very talented songwriter, artist out of Alberta. And so before the lockdowns, we had plans to write in Nashville, but of course travel plans got canceled. I headed back up here to Canada. And so we started writing over Zoom, like similar to how we're chatting today. And so we started writing and instantly hit it off from our own common taste in music. So we both love artists like Jason Isbell and Laurie McKenna and Brandy Carlisle, and so and et cetera, because the list I could take up the whole time just naming all the other artists. And so we just started writing songs that felt really honest to us and just spoke of full truth. And so Growing Up was born, and that was a really cool experience to, find a way to talk about that, not me personally, but just collectively through life. We go through these different phases and we go through these different lessons that we have to learn. And it doesn't matter what season of life you're in, if you're 5, if you're 18, if you're 40, if you're 90, there's always so much you can learn about yourself, and that we never stop growing up. And we, keep on this journey, and that I keep saying the word journey, but it really is true.
Please
that we're all
post or
figuring it out
advertise
and making the
on my
most of
Facebook page,
the time
Trevor.
and the life that we have here. And so we were able to capture that in this song. And I worked with Reluctant Cowboy Records out of Alberta to record it, and Joe Irwine produced it, and it's now out in the world, which is really exciting.
I love that. I really, really do. Trevor Stride, by the way, keep an eye out for this young man. Believe me, he's a good DJ. He really is. But in the meantime, believe me, you're going to love this, because officially now we're going to release this to the world. We've been playing it. You've been wanting it, literally. And 1,283 requests so far and climbing. Believe me, love that. Here is AJ and Growing Up.
One day you'll be the drum.
I just told them off about advertising on here.
Okay. How you feeling, AJ?
Oh, feeling good. How are you guys feeling?
Oh,
Oh, great.
love this. Absolutely love this. We really do.
Hi,
But
Jules.
we would love to do
High
more
Scarf
of this with you.
for my friends.
Yes,
Anyway.
I would love that as well.
Yeah,
Thanks
let's
for joining.
not make it so long though, huh?
No.
Agreed.
It's a long time between drinks, sweetie.
Yeah, it's been
really
too
is.
long.
So, dear. Good old Scott Noel. Jill Fire's watching.
Yeah.
Yes. Jill is a superstar here at Galaxy. Her and her husband Kevin, I think her husband anyway, they come out of British Columbia as well. And believe me, love being inside your head, Jill. It's the title of a song, Inside My Head. And great track.
Oh,
Also charting here at Galaxy. So
very cool.
pleasure to have Jill along.
Oh, your mum's online
Oh,
too.
your mum's online.
Mom, are you online?
Yes. Yes.
Brian.
They said your mom's online sharing. Sharing the live feed.
Oh, Sherelle, we need to interview you too, darling.
Yes, we do.
You've been a friend
Yes.
of mine for
They said
ages.
they'd love to interview you. I'll help connect the dots.
Yeah,
after
great.
this.
Yeah.
They have great music. Stone Poets.
Awesome,
It's
awesome.
beautiful.
They're with Clyde Hill, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Believe me, I know Stone Poets. I do. So yes, we want to interview you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Whole band,
Yeah, actually,
because they're all very, very talented people in their own right.
Clyde's only just sent it to us, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But I have been friends with Sherelle for ages.
I've got a message for you, AJ, that I will give you after this. It's from Trevor Stride.
I've told him not to advertise
It's
on
okay.
here.
We will pass it on because he has asked, and you know, DJs.
Because
stick
we
together.
don't do that to other stations.
No, we don't. But I will pass this on to you after this.
Wonderful.
But in the meantime,
Amazing.
let's wrap this up. Don't go anywhere though.
That's just growing up. That's just growing up. That's just growing up.
Galaxy.
Yep, hubby. Okay, Jill, got it. Nice. Say hi to Kev for me, will you, please? Absolutely love Kev, and he's a great engineer. He really, really is. Super artist across the board. So very, very lucky band, literally, and absolutely loving what we're doing right now, of course, with AJ. And AJ, we are going to have to wrap this up here right now, but as I was asking earlier on, would you come back again? Would you do this again? Are you going to submit yourself to this torture anymore?
Absolutely. I enjoy hanging out with you both so much, and I just wish we all lived closer to one another. But this is a great way for us to keep in touch, and would love to chat with you both again soon.
Exactly. Now, sorry, everybody's wondering who Jill and Kevin are from the band Moving Lines. Believe me, look them up. You will love their work. You really, really will. And as an engineer, I can't fault Kevin's work. I really can't. So hang in there. But in the meantime, please don't go anywhere just yet, AJ, because we are going to do a couple of crazy things afterwards. But I'll switch over to the other studio. Here's Riley Richards, and for you.